It's been no secret that I've been loving low fuel motorsports introduction to AMS2 since 1.6. Now, I'm by no means a pro on these four-wheel games. I'm much better on the bikes, of course, but coming up to nearly 100 races done across all LFM's platforms, and at 96 races, I thought to myself, surely by now I should have at least won a single race. I've had a couple of opportunities, and most of all you'll see here in a second, Kyalami, which is my best opportunity, which I managed to squander. But I thought to myself, I've probably focused too much on safety rating, staying out of trouble, maybe not pushing the car to its limits, afraid of getting a couple of off tracks. So as we hit the 96 races, I thought to myself, right, let's actually push between now and 100 and see can we actually get one of these races across the line. Here we are back when F3 was at Kyalami. Take pole position by 0.8 and we are convincingly the fastest guy in this lobby, and it is split 1, so you'd imagine the quality of driver would be at a certain level in top split. Now, of course, taking pole by such a margin, I came into the race with kind of preconceptions that I would have a good chance of winning, and we made it through turn 1 almost perfectly. But unfortunately, our third time in as many days hitting that curb, and it looks like I just don't turn in properly, is because I've already spanned twice in that corner and thrown away 2 other podiums. And today we went one better, we threw away a race win, to the amusement of chat, as I was even asked after the race what had happened, and I had to be honest, I got sleepy. Now, unfortunately, we jumped to my final attempt at hopefully getting a race win before 100 race on LFM, and races 97 through 99 didn't really give me anything to give myself confidence going into this final race. I'd entered this race with maybe hopes of hopefully getting some sort of bit of luck. We do take pole, but unfortunately my weekend was about to get worse.
19 minutes, that's pole.
You are fucking joking me, it's raining. Yes, not only did I seem to have good pace in the dry, come race day it was wet, and usually I'd be pretty okay with that, but the previous day I'd done the exact same thing, qualified on pole by half a second in the dry, and in the race it was thunderstorms and I ran wide at turn 1, gave away the lead, and well, let's just say after a safety car I forgot how to use my brake pedal. So coming into turn 1 it was the objective not to die, which we did. Thankfully the car on the outside thought he was basically God on the brakes in the wet and ran off, so we managed to keep the lead. And at this point I was thinking, it's made, it's done, 100 races, it's in the wet, I'm Irish, we're in Brazil, it's absolutely done, this race is done and dusted. Now we end lap 1 and we already have a 0.6 of a margin, so it seems right, pace looks pretty strong, and our engineer did agree.
The gap to B2 behind is increasing, it's now 3.0.
From here on out, it was just a matter of could I keep the car out of the hedges and could I keep him away from the barriers, and we've made it over half race distance here. And you must see there's a couple of cars in front, and I know at one point the kind of margins throughout these races, they do start to spread quite fast even in short races, so you do get lap traffic quite fast. So I was pretty nervous that I've done everything right so far, would I get lap traffic and would I get murdered? Now thankfully the first car on our radar actually did a very, very nice job of getting completely out of the way, and unfortunately the second car maybe has a bit of a chip in his shoulder, not really sure why considering I was a leader, but as we approach him he doesn't seem to care that I'm lapping him. Now some series kind of make you overtake a lapped car as if it's for position, and you probably can't really see it well here, but he actually kind of makes a bit of a jink at me and turns in on me. Unfortunately not enough for him to be not able to defend enough. We had such a speed advantage really, we just kind of blast past them and keep going on our charge here for hopefully our first win. So I was kind of a bit nervous at this point that we could get caught up in someone else's incident, but we're doing pretty well at the moment and we're about to start our last lap now. And I must say, it was quite nerve-wracking in these last laps. I've won hundreds of races across multiple different platforms on bikes, but when it came to sim racing, this definitely, if I can get this race across the line, would be my biggest sim racing experience and kind of overall result so far I've had, because really, other than kind of pub lobbies, I've never done anything really that kind of serious on four-wheel sim racing. So for me, LFM is pretty big, it's pretty important, and you can see towards the end of the race, the rain is bucketing down. Mightn't see it on screen, but man, in race, in game, it was really bucketing down, and it didn't take much for these cars. They're very naturally stiff, I feel, chassis wise, and it's not a lot of suspension travel, and they're just a bit awkward. And these are stock setting cars as they're the Formula Trainer cars, so you can't change the setup. So not only could I not kind of give myself a bit of an advantage in slightly changing setup, I basically had gotten to a point where I had stuck with a car and we had to kind of push through in these really treacherous conditions. You can see here at the end, really kind of blue overcast day with a lot of rain. It doesn't really look raining too bad on screen, but like in game, I must say, man, it was really such a bit of a knife edge for me, because the previous day, the similar conditions, but maybe more kind of treacherous, but I felt really strong. and I just made one single mistake, and that was a race car. I really annoyed myself because I just felt like I had to win. Thankfully, a day later, we are into the final 2 corners, and as you can see, we are going to just get it over the line. So 100 race starts in LFM, and unfortunately we only have a 1% win rate, but I think it's the first one is always the hardest. Once you get the first off the board, you can start to relax a bit more. I think a couple of times I was in positions to get race wins out through the way. You can see here now we're on the LFM site, and look at that. P1 we did the full gentleman set. P1 fast lap, qualified, on pole, and of course we led all 12 laps. So far LFM is really kind of reinvented AMS2 to me. AMS2 was always a game that I thought in my head, it's amazing in VR, it's real fun to play, but not a game that I think, okay, we're gonna have real serious online racing in. So it was one of those games where I'd pick up and put down quite kind of flippantly because I'd kind of come and go with the sim. But I must say, now that all the work with 1.6 has gone into it, LFM, it's really changed. I think LFM is such a good platform for multi games, as well as the fact you can have so many classic cars, classic race tracks, and you can just recreate classic events online, and it's really good for the game. But we are going to end today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you are wondering about picking up AMS2, I can only recommend it. It is a brilliant game, and please, if you are interested, try out LFM. It is brilliant. The more races we have on track, the more fun and diluted and kind of popular it gets, so it's amazing for everyone. So again, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, drop a like please, helps the channel a lot, and leave us a comment, and yeah, subscribe, and should see you all in a future video. 2 wheels, 4 wheels, it'll be something on a racetrack somewhere in the world. Much love, thanks for watching, see you in the next one. Slán go fóill.